If you're here right now, the chances are that you've been tasked to measure customer satisfaction, or you aren't doing it, but you have a sense that you should be. I'd like to begin by challenging what the underlying motive is you have for measuring customer satisfaction. What outcome are you trying to achieve? If the answer is because I've been told to, then you might need to go away and find out more about the requester's motivation, because without understanding it, you can't design a measure for it. Ideally, the answer here is to drive improvement by understanding problems or opportunities to enhance what you do. This can be simplified as, are we doing things right? If this is the case, then we will challenge whether you need to ask your customers about this. Quite often, this is easy to understand without going to your customers. Do you answer their calls and emails? Do you communicate well with them? Do you do what you say you will do when you say you will do it? Understanding this is easy. However, if you need to get an understanding of this from the horse's mouth, then don't fall into the trap of measuring satisfaction at the end of a customer journey in, say, a large survey. These often have very low response rates and can conflate many issues into something that isn't actionable. Instead, gather customer feedback at the relevant touchpoint with the customer. Do it instantly and keep it simple. Sometimes the purpose of the measure is to provide reassurance to some third party like an exec team, board members or trustees. If this is the case, then things like net promoter scores or overall satisfaction measures are useful as a lagging indicator to share with these parties to show that overall the organisation is doing the things in the right way and customers are happy. But remember, this measure as a standalone indicator of customer satisfaction is useless and only becomes operationally useful when you delve into the detail of what drives that score. The key aspect of customer satisfaction that is often ignored or put in the too hard to do box is whether you are doing the right things in the first place for your customers. For example, many organisations survey whether their customers were satisfied with, say, a phone call that they made to you today, rather than understanding whether fundamentally the customer would rather have logged the issue via a website or an app. Essentially, in this case, you are trying to understand whether your customers are happy that you are doing the right things with them, rather than doing things in the right way. And measuring this is much harder and doesn't come as a one-off indicator. It comes from customer engagement, starting with your purpose and engaging your customers to understand how you can deliver value to them, within your remit, of course. This is overlooked when organisations design customer satisfaction measurement because we've all been conditioned to fixate on this idea of a single suite of indicators rather than looking at what the purpose of the measurement exercise. Customer journey mapping, Kano analysis and A/B analysis are great ways of gauging whether you are doing the right things for your customers. So lastly, remember to never gather any information if you aren't going to act on what it tells you. Overall, customer satisfaction can be a bit of a generic term. Thinking in terms of what customer value you add, what customer journey you want to deliver, and what the customer experience should be like can help you better understand what you're trying to achieve and therefore measure. Information and templates for the tools I've mentioned can be found on our website Knowledge Hub.